Let's discuss about the angle made by a line with respect to a plane. Okay. For example, see, assume that this is a plane. Okay. And this is a line. The angle made by the line with the plane. So we always consider the angle in the anti-clockwise direction, isn't it? So this is going to be the angle. Okay. This is how it's going to be. Now for this, see, directly we cannot figure out the angle between a plane and a line. Because obviously a plane is like a surface. Angle can be found out between two lines, correct? Not between one plane and one line. Not between one surface and one line. That's not possible. That's why what we do, we try to have one more line with respect to the plane. In the sense, assume that this is a plane. Assume this is a plane. Now, with respect to a plane, there is one line. One line, it's more like a reference line to the plane. That is the normal. We all know how the normal is. The angle between a plane and the normal is always 90 degree. That means here, if you draw a normal, this is going to be the normal, correct? Now we have a line. That particular line is something like this. Okay. Now with respect to the value of the plane, not value, with respect to the plane. Now here, the angle what it makes is this value is theta. Correct? This value is theta. But what we know or what we can find out is the other angle here. Correct? So what we can do here, since theta is the unknown value, or generally what do we take? We can take theta, 90 minus theta, you can take however you want. Okay. Now, first thing what we know, angle between the line and the normal we can calculate. That's very easy. Now, the normal or the plane can be written as r dot n is equal to d, because this is vector n. Correct? Now, vector n, instead of that you can write n cap, because the direction, right? So we can write r dot n cap is equal to d. So you can write this as a cap, no worries. And the line can always be written as vector r. So vector r is equal to a plus lambda into vector b. Make sense? Now, what determines the orientation of the line in space? Vector b, correct? A is the position and b is the orientation. So what do? We take that b and we find the angle between the normal and the line. Fair enough? Now, to find out the angle here, what do? Cos theta. Again, we go for cos theta. So, cos theta is equal to vector b dot vector n. This, we are using this particular formula. B dot n divided by mod of b into mod of n. See, this is going to give us cos theta, right? But then, if you look at the figure, we are not exactly looking at the theta value here, correct? So what we'll do, we'll call this as phi, some value phi. That means the formula what we have, instead of this value of theta, what do we have to take? We have to take it as phi, isn't it? That means what we get is cos phi is equal to b dot n by mod of b into mod of n. See, this gives us the angle between the normal and the line, but it does not give us the angle between the plane and the line. So here what do we know? That phi plus theta is going to give us 90, correct? Here we have theta plus phi is equal to 90. So we need theta. So theta becomes 90 minus phi. So cos of phi, if you have to take, then cos phi will become sin theta, correct? So sin theta becomes b dot n by mod of b into mod of n, correct? So how do we find the angle then? So theta is equal to sine inverse of b dot n by mod of b into mod of n. So this is going to give us the angle between the line and the plane. Okay, because here this is the value theta. So theta is the angle between the plane and the line, and that can be calculated with the help of this particular formula. Fair enough? So now two things we have discussed with respect to angle. One is angle between two planes. Again, there also we calculate the angle between the normals, correct? And this is the second one where we have angle between the line and the plane. Here also we calculate with respect to normal itself. Fair enough? Now in the next video, we'll discuss about the distance of a point from a plane. We'll discuss this in the next video.